starts. You look through the box stats and you think probably better drawn inside. I don't think that's the case. I think box 8 is where Joni Black wants to be.
Another of the birthday boys, Mario Briganti, has gold code from box 7. Duck, what do you make of her, given she's quite in the market?
Yeah, she was fantastic last start at Sandown Park. She was the one who just burst straight to the lead and there was plenty of trouble behind. She was a long, long way out in front. So 34-37, given the favour she had in the run, probably might have expected her to go just a touch quicker. And just there's a lot more depth to this race tonight. Box 7, probably no help to her, but is another, if Mario's dogs get on the arm, that boy can they run. So they just tend to make a few mistakes this litter, but she still has plenty of upside. I just think box 7 might be, not quite ideal for her tonight.
And Smithy, the 8, Joni Black. Now we wind back the clock to her heat of the Laurels, where she was finished behind Zipper on time, but the data suggested her run home time was absolutely off the chart. She hasn't necessarily gone on and loosened the shackles with that strength that she does have, but it is pleasing to see her over 600 metres.
Yeah, it has a few little quirks where it gets back in the run, can use plenty of the track. So it's probably not conducive to having a great overall record in terms of the win markets, but is a dog, Joni Black, that you can factor into those sort of place plays and the top 3, top 4 sort of plays, particularly from a wide draw. I know she hasn't won from 7 or 8, but I do think that this sort of setup will suit, particularly if a few of the dogs drawn to her inside head across to the rail with some speed. Might be able to just lob 4th or 5th and chime in throughout the middle parts of the race.
Yep, indeed. So they're on their way to the boxes here for the first heat over this 600 metres, this Grade 5 series. On the bend start. Of course, it is the first leg of the quaddie on a big night here at the Meadows with the Group 1 Silver Chief Final, the main event being race number 8. As I think Sky Racing 1 could be on board with us right now, and that means, Michael Tyre, get the thoughts of you, because your best bet of the night features here in the 5th.
Yeah, this is my best bet, number 1, Mapunga Zircon. He was in the Silver Chief, had no luck. He's got awful box manners, if I'm being honest, but the back half of his races are super strong. He's got that bit of freak factor about him. Just think the 600 metres is really going to suit him tonight, stepping up in distance. I've got no qualms that he can run it out. I think it shapes brilliantly here. I think he should be favoured. I'm a bit staggered at the price, to be honest. He is coming in now, 380 to 360, now 320. I think he should be favourite. In horse racing speak, I just want to see him land that little bit closer to the lead than anticipated off this bend start. Use box 1 to a maximum at the winning post the first time around, just being in that striking position in the back half of his race, power home and win.
And Corey, number 4, Rec James, he's well and truly in the market, but you just got to sort of tread warily given his recent form.
Incredibly fast dog. He just had the last race in Queensland where he switched off and he put on a fair display of marring, which is hard to get out of my brain. But if he lobs close and even if he can lead, he's a very, very fast animal, and the best of him would be winning a race like this. But for me, Joni Black, I think it's an each-way play, a place-heavy play in this one. I think box number 8 is no concern for me.
And the best bet of the night for Michael Tyre, number 1, Mapunga Zircon. This is a 5th on Silver Chief night. Here's James.
Rec James, $3, has been replaced by the red. The red now favourite, $2.90. Mapunga Zircon has been the best back late. The favourite now number 1 ahead of 4, Rec James. 3 might hold the key to the race, Leroy's Girl. If she hits the start, she's got the speed to lead initially. She can slightly sidestep to the outside. But she might also, in doing that, bring Rec James across into the action early. The first 2 or 3 hops here, so important for a few of the big players. And Mapunga Zircon, in harness racing terms, doesn't want to get too far back on the fence, 3 or 4 back the pegs. We'll see what plays out. They're set for race 5, heavily back favoured in red. They're set. And they're racing. Missed the kick, Mapunga Zircon going out fast. Stacey's Mum. It's a real traffic jam, and Holden Bale's going to whip around and find the lead. Holden Bale with a lap to go, led by 4, getting through Mapunga Zircon into a clean second underneath of Rec James. Then Ethanol Secret, a break of 5 now to Stacey's Mum, who's back with Gold Code, Leroy's Girl and Joni Black at the end. Holden Bale, the old boy, led by 3, Mapunga Zircon, who's in the slipstream starting to close. Then Ethanol Secret, Rec James whacks away, a line of 3. Mapunga Zircon got up on the rail, hit the lead, draws clear. Mapunga Zircon's too good at his 600 debut. Came away to win by a length and a half, Ethanol Secret. 3rd, Holden Bale, and 4th, Rec James. Then Stacey's Mum, who made ground from Gold Code, Joni Black, and Leroy's Girl back at the end in 34 and 80.
Well, he waited until the final strides, but Mapunga Zircon wins, running down Holden Bale, which on the home turn, Duck, we thought he should got there. but you couldn't be certain because Holden Bale was punching along pretty well.
Yeah, the Holden Bale of maybe 4 or 5 months ago would have been very, very nervous, but he has race fitness on his side. So Mapunga Zircon to rail underneath as well, just to add to the heart palpitations there, Chase. Yeah, so he's been looking for this distance range. I'm not too concerned about the time only being 34.78. It is quite windy here. Just look how far back he got. He got back in that awkward spot there on the rail. I was just hoping he'd land a bit closer than that, but this is probably the difference between winning and losing here. Just after the winning post, he barged through, had a huge barge
to do that, doesn't it?
Yeah, it takes and just pushed Wreck James out of the way, and he was probably all of a sudden a little bit closer to the lead than I thought. And with Holden Bale out in front, I was quietly confident to get him late, but it was probably a little bit more of a stressful ordeal. But the best bet's got there, number 1, Mapunga Zircon.
Yep, he's been good. 34.786 is the time. We'll probably see more of him over this distance range, you'd expect.
I was hoping he'd maybe go a bit quicker on the clock tonight. Just the conditions haven't helped that factor, because I think this dog can make a big statement in the Rookie Rebel. And it's only what 8-10 weeks away. A couple more wins over this 100 on slick time. Can really run the hands off the clock, this dog. He's got that freak factor about him. Reminds me a little bit of one of Jeff and Angela's other dogs at Reigning Fire that's just unfortunately had a few injuries. But this dog, I think, over the next 4 or 5 months over the middle distance can really make a statement. Just needs to improve that box manners. But he's still only had 13 starts and now for 5 wins, 14 starts tonight. So sometimes it can take these sort of greyhounds 25, 30 starts to really start putting it all together in the early stages of races. And this dog has got that pattern about it. He's still got improvement.
I think when someone like Mr. Jeffrey Britton steps a greyhound up in distance this early on in his career, it's usually a pretty handy sign as to what the ambitions are, isn't it?
100%. Jeff and Angela are probably the best young trainers in Australia in terms of young greyhounds. They place them so well when they know when to step them up, that they're rarely going to be wrong when they step them up in distance. You don't see their dogs step up and then puncture halfway through the race. Their dogs are rock hard fit. They just do such a brilliant job with young greyhounds, and that's evidenced here with Mapunga Zircon.
Yeah, he's tailored up, looking like a question mark. He's up and about with Nicholas Britton. And he wins the first leg of the quaddie here on Silver Chief night. And, of course, there's a lot more to come from this boy over the next 6 months. We'll wait and see what he can produce. In the meantime, we'll have another spell and be back for race 6 here at the Meadows. Have you got Type C or Lightning?
Type C, I think. Yeah, the silvery one. Yeah, the silvery one.
Yeah, that's Type C.
I've got a cord in the car, but
I've got a thing as well.
Okay. Lifesaver. My car's literally about 20 metres behind me as well, so in between races I was thinking, God, my car. So, yeah, you get them right, you get them wrong. I couldn't understand why it wasn't favourite.
Yeah, no, I'm going for good one too. I should be tick. That's it, that's fine.
Yep, that's it. Just, how long have we got for this race? Yep, I'll go on the other end. I can probably do without it for this. You know what? I can probably do without it for this race, but it's just it's a fail. Oh, right. I'm learning.